Hello lovely students, welcome back to my YouTube channel Ghalib's English School. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Trinity College GESE Grade 3 A2 exam. What is this exam and who is it for? I'm going to make it simple for you to understand the whole procedure and pass it in the first attempt. So before I start, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon down below for all the updates. Let's straight jump into that. So here we go guys. The Trinity College London GESE A2 Test of English. So what is the Trinity College London GESE A2 Grade 3 Test of English and who is it for? We're going to go through its background briefly and I'm going to explain to you, and then we're going to go to part number 3 today. So today's session is basically question answer session about Trinity College GESE A2 Grade 3 Test of English. Let's talk about the test pattern. How long is the test? It is a 5 to 7 minute speaking and listening test, and you can take it at an approved Trinity CELT center. So who is this test for? If you look at the screen, you can find out that this test is used to evidence your English language proficiency level when you apply for family partner, spouse or family parent visa extension. Remember, your visa application can be in a different category, you can come from a different route, but usually when you apply for a visa extension before indefinite leave to remain, you are required to do Trinity College London GESE A2 Grade 3 Test of English or IELTS Life Skills A2 test. Choice is yours. Now we move on to the important bit. Today's session is all about question answers. So these are the most important questions you should answer in full sentence. Please do not use one-word answer. That is not acceptable. You're not going to get good grade. Unfortunately, you may fail. So examiner would start your test with the introduction and greetings. So if you look at the screen, we can see now some question answers. Examiner may start with this: hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time is. My name is Ghalib, I'm your assessor or I'm your examiner. What is your name? Answer in full sentence. My name is this. Next question you can expect. These are basic questions about yourself. When is your birthday? My birthday is on 15 July. When they ask you about birthday, do not use full date of birth format. Just tell them day and month. That's it. When they ask you about your date of birth, my date of birth is 15 July 1996, for example. Then you can tell them full. What date is today? You can say today is 13th of January 2016. Remember, these are simple questions, so you should be able to answer them in full sentence. Yes? Now we're going to move on to some more question which examiner may ask you about festive season or some festivals. So examiner may ask you, when is Christmas Day? You can answer, it is on 25th of December. And when is Boxing Day? It is on 26th of December. And when is New Year Eve? New Year Eve is on 31st of December. Eve is the short word for evening, so you can talk about that. If they ask you when is Christmas Eve, you can say it is on 24th of December. What day is today? Examiner may ask you about today, tomorrow, or yesterday. So you should be able to differentiate between today, yesterday, and tomorrow. So yesterday is about your past, today is about your present, and tomorrow is about your future. Guys, remember, this is sample material for practice only. You can expect slightly different question from examiner. Now we're going to move on to part number 3, which is an important bit of this test. So in this part, what will happen? Let's have a look. Now in this part, examiner would show you some pictures about different professions, about different jobs. You need to identify them and tell to examiner that what is their profession. Let's have a look. Now, examiner would start like this. Now I'm going to show you some pictures. Tell me who are these people, or what is their profession, or what is their job. So if you look at the screen now, I've given you 4 different profession pictures. So what can you tell me what is in the first picture, starting from the left? What is in picture number 2? What about picture number 3? And what can you see in picture number 4? These are the questions you can expect from examiners. Now we're going to move on to next slide, and I'm going to show you how you're going to answer them. So if you look at this slide now, the same pictures, but I've given you some short sentences with correct answer. So starting from the left, if you look at picture number 1, examiner may ask you, okay, what can you see in picture number 1? You can say, she is a teacher, or she is teaching in the classroom, or it's a classroom, and there is a teacher, and there are 2 students. If you look at picture number 2, you can identify that she is a doctor. Yes? And if you look at picture number 3, I'm sure pretty much everybody, like nowadays, you have car, or if you don't have your car, maybe you have cars in your family. So your family cars sometimes break down, and they are taken to garages, to mechanics, and they fix your cars. So he's a mechanic. He is trying to fix my car. And picture number 4, the last one, he is a chef, or he is a cook. He cooks variety of food, for example, Chinese cuisine, Indian cuisine, Italian cuisine. So these are different pictures which you may expect from examiner to show you, and you can identify them and answer them. Let me show you some more pictures. Remember, this is just sample material for your practice. Again, examiner would say, now I'm going to show you some more pictures. So tell me what can you see in there, or what is their profession or job. So have a look at first picture. What can you see in first picture from the left? Picture number 2, and then 3, and then 4. So now I'm going to show you how can you answer these questions. So if examiner asks you what can you see in picture number 1 from the left, you can say he is a bricklayer. He is building a wall with bricks. Yes, so we call them bricklayers. In simple words, you can say he's a builder. If you don't know exact word, you can say he's a builder. Still acceptable. But if you know exact word and you want to be specific, you can say he's a bricklayer. If you look at picture number 2 now, I'm sure pretty much everyone goes to restaurant to enjoy lovely food, and we are served by a waiter or a waitress. So he is a waiter. He brings your food, he serves you food. And if you look at picture number 3, what can you see in that picture? Sometimes you have toothache and you go and you see your dentist. You don't go to your doctor, you go to your dentist. So she is a dentist. And if you look at the last picture, what can you see in last picture? If you have a leakage in your house, for example, from the kitchen sink, or from the bathroom, bathtub, or overall anywhere, some leakage in your house, for example, from radiators, you call an engineer? No. You call a dentist? No. You call a waiter? No. You call a builder? No. So whom you going to call? You're going to give a call to a plumber, and they will come and they will fix whatever the leakage is. So guys, in these type of pictures, examiners show you and they expect from you that how can you identify different services. They may show you this is just sample material for practice only. They may show you a picture of a barber, for example, or a picture of a road worker where people are working on the road. So you should be able to identify and tell the examiner that this is what I can see in this picture.
So this was part number 3. I have just broken this down into small parts so you can better understand and pass the test in first attempt. Now I'm going to show you what is the exam criteria and what you are expected. And how are you assessed? In simple words, how are you going to get your result, pass or fail? Your performance is assessed on 4 levels. A is a distinction that shows your excellent performance. B is merit that shows that you have good performance. C is pass also. This shows satisfactory performance. But unfortunately, if you get D, that's a fail. It means your performance is unsatisfactory. You are not up to the standard. You cannot answer question properly. So, examiner not going to give you a pass result. So to pass this test, you should be able to communicate with the examiner at a basic level. For example, you should be able to exchange greetings, hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon. So if somebody says to you, hi, good morning, how are you? You should be able to respond to that. Yes, I'm good, sir, thank you. And you? I'm good, ma'am, thanks. And you? So you should be able to respond to that. You shouldn't be just sitting quiet there and listening. They are asking you, hello, how are you? What a lovely day today. And you are just looking at the examiner. Quiet, surprised, shocked. That's not good. Because you've been in this country for the last 2 years at least, or 3 years. So you should be able to communicate basic stuff with the examiner. Yeah, because you have a family. You know you are living in this country, different language, different culture. So we learn from these things. You should be able to understand simple instructions, give short answers in simple sentences, and that should be good enough to get you pass result. Good luck.
So guys, this was all about Trinity College GSC Grade 3 A2 exam. If you have any question, please drop them in the comment section below and I would get back to you. Look after yourself and this channel. Thanks for watching.